So this is my full control Broly deck. I waited until set 2 to build the deck instead of just building it with set 1 cards and then set 2 drops and then upgrading the deck afterwards. It's like, might as well wait for set 2 and then build the deck with cards from both sets, right? So we got Broly the leader. Permanent ability, this card cannot attack battle cards. Auto, when this card attacks, both players choose 1 card from their hand and place it into the drop area. And he awakens if your life is 4 or less. Draw 2, flip him over. His awakened side, Broly the legendary Super Saiyan, permanent, this card cannot attack battle cards, which means you can only attack leaders. Auto, when this card attacks, draw a card. Then both players choose 1 card from their hand and 1 card from their battle area and place them onto their drop area. So it's a good way of controlling the hand and the field. And of course you want to maintain hand advantage while making your opponent lose hand advantage. And of course you want to control the field, which is full control, right? Full control of what's in his hand, full control of what's on the field, which is what you want to do. So of course we're going to have card effects in the deck that go along with the leader. That helps you continue that effect. Alright, so we have Broly the Rampaging Horror. He's a 30k with double strike, so he'll deal 2 damage. And auto, when you play this card, choose up to 2 cards from your opponent's hand at random and place them into the drop area. And it's great that it's at random because you can hit some important key cards in your opponent's hand. Of course, you can evolve by paying 5 energy, using one of your Brolys as part of the cost of his summoning, and put this Broly on top of that one, right? And this is the basic Broly lineup, the Rampaging Life Form Bio Broly, which you can evolve for 4 energy by using a Broly in play. It's 20k double strike, so it'll deal 2 damage. It has the auto effect of when a card evolves into this card, your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand and places them into the area. So this is not random like this Broly, a Rampaging Horror, but still 2 cards out of your opponent's hand. He gets to choose, but it doesn't matter. That's 2 less cards he will have in his hand. It's good to do this, right? He chooses 2 bad cards from his hand to send to the area, and then you play a card that will make him send 2 good cards from his hand to the graveyard, right? Or if you can set up a scenario where you can play this and then play this and then play another copy of this on top of itself, and get rid of 4 cards from your opponent's hands, always good. Then we got Broly Dawn of the Rampage, which will help you with your consistency, of course. When you play this card, look at the top 7 cards of the deck, add 1 green Broly among them and add it to your hand. Of course you can add a copy of himself, so you can keep on playing copy after copy until you thin out your deck and get to your good stuff. And this is the main Broly you'll evolve from. And then of course Paragus, control over the monsters. When you play this card, you can place 1 card from your hand into the drop area. If you do so, choose and activate 1 Broly's ring from your deck and then shuffle your deck. In this deck there's only 2 copies. You only need 1 on the field at any given time, and you can play without the card. It's just, why not have it, right? By its effect, when you permanent, your hand is not affected by your leader card Broly's skills, so you don't have to discard every time you attack with your Broly, whether he's awakened or not. You don't have to discard from your hand as long as you have this card in your battle area, which you'll be able to get to your battle area if you draw and play it, or you play it from your deck by the effect of Paragus. These are 10k, 0 cost 5k is always good. Then we have the Kale and Android 19 draw engine. She's a 20k with critical, really good effect to have. She has 2 auto abilities. Her first one is when you play this card, choose one of your battle cards and then KO it. So you're going to have to sacrifice one of your battle cards in order to play her, and then choose any number of your opponent's battle cards of which the total cost adds up to 5 or less and KO them. So you can get rid of a lot of threats, which is always good, especially if your opponent has a lot of blockers or blockers for revenge. For example, you could just use this and wipe them all out. And then her second auto effect is when this card attacks, if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card, which is cool. There's 5 or less, right? 5 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. So always keep your hand nice and thick, so that way you can use her full power. Be able to boost her up relatively easy. She's a 20k, and she has critical, so you definitely want to keep hitting that leader with it. Just win with that alone, right? Then we have Encroaching Terror Android 19. It's a 2-drop 5k auto ability. When this card attacks, draw 1 card, and then this card gains 5k for the duration of the turn, which is really good. And if you have a way of untapping it, right, unresting it, and then attacking again, you can draw again and boost it again, right? The fact that it's, when it attacks, it becomes a 10k. That's a good number, and then you just boost it, make it even better numbers. Definitely want to swing at the leader with that before the leader awakens, right? Because it'll be 10k as well, and then you can just boost if you want. And the fact that you draw, whatever you draw, you can use 2 boost. So that's something to take into account. You'll be 10k, and then whatever you draw, you can boost with. So you don't have to use too much of what you're already drawing regular. So that's always good. And then of course, if you get 2 of these on the field, then that's every time you attack, you're drawing 2 cards. You know what I mean? Every time you attack. So that's always good. And then we have Energy Power Go Tanks. When this card attacks a leader, your opponent chooses 1 card from the hand and places it into the drop area, which is very useful because it's good to reduce the number of cards in opponent's hand, so it'll be harder for them to combo and defend themselves. Applying that pressure, hand control is very important. Then we have Sun Goten Family of Justice. During your turn, when you combo with this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost 3 or less, and then KO it. So this is a way of keeping, control of the field. Obviously you can attack your opponent's leader. Use this to boost. You have to pay 1 energy to do so, right? You boost, and then you can KO one of your opponent's 3 or lower cost cards and deal some damage, of course, which is something you want to do, especially if you use this and combo it with KO. Get that critical hit in there. That way your opponent doesn't add no cards to their hand, and you just got rid of a card from their field, so you're having full control of their hand and field. That's why this is full control Broly. Then we have Trunks Protector Children. He's your 0 cost 10k booster. When you combo with this card, if your leader is green, which it is, if you have 4 or less life, draw a card and add 10k combo to this card for the duration of the turn. And of course, the card that you add, you can use it to combo with another of your battle cards that you attack with, which is always good. Then we have Cell Absorption. This is an extra card. Activate main. Your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand and places them into a drop area. And this is a really good card to play after you attack, right? Because if you summon, let's say you already have Broly, Rampage, and Hara on the field. He's a double strike. You attack your opponent's leader. He takes 2 damage, adding 2 cards to his hand. And let's say you want to attack with another card to end him out. Well, he has 2 cards in his hand. Now he still has a chance of blocking. He has a chance of potentially surviving that turn. Well, you don't want that. You want full control, right? Bang! Self-absorption. Play this. Your opponent has to send those 2 cards from the hands to the drop area, since those are the only 2 cards he'll have at that moment, right? And then you can go in for another attack and end them out. Then we have Enraged Gohan Awakening. Counter attack. Place 1 card from your hand into a drop area. Choose one of your opponent's attacking battle cards and KO it. You know, really good defensive card. It's cheap. Then we have Father Son Gohan on Kamehameha. Active main. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost larger than or equal to the amount of total energy and KO them. It's a good cheap 1-drop removal card that will help you get rid of any problems, especially stuff like blockers, especially blockers for revenge, you know, or blockers are just really good because they stand and they block and they stand and they block, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So you want to get rid of stuff like that. So it's obvious to have those, and that is the end of the deck profile.